Hey, how's it going? Let's go racing. I'm Zach, and we have a bonus episode. For context of why this bonus episode exists, Denny Hamlin on his podcast, Actions Detrimental, talked about a mid-season bracket challenge for NASCAR that he wants to implement, wants to make it a whole thing, and I think that's fantastic. I want to see it happen as well. Get incentives for fans, for drivers, for teams. Great idea. NASCAR has not commented on it, but a lot of fans jumped in and they decided that they wanted to do something about it. And so online on Twitter, there's a Twitter page called NASCAR Bracket Challenge, brand new Twitter page. I have nothing to do with it, but you should go follow it. And they created a nice bracket for fans to follow along just to see, just to have some fun, really. I guess if you're in a league, you can make more fun out of it. I'm by myself. And I just thought it'd be fun to sort of go through this bracket and fill it out, and we'll see what it's like in about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 races. 5 races. So this is a 5-race bracket challenge. It'll take you through most of the summer, and it's head-to-head drivers. It's seeded 1 through, I believe, 32. Ooh, don't quote me on that, but I think it's 32. And we'll see in a second, actually. I'm actually going to pull this up over here. Let's see. Yeah, 32. 32. 1 through 32. And so I just want to go through, fill out this bracket, have some fun. Obviously, bracket for NASCAR is going to be interesting because, eventually we're going to have some favorites going up against each other. But more than that, in NASCAR, some of these races that we're going to, they're really anyone's race. Anyone's race, and, engine failure, pit issues, penalties, you never know what's going to happen. You never know who's going to come up on top. So we'll just get started here. Bell versus Gregson. I like Gregson. They've had basically zero consistency this year, unfortunately. So I think the answer to this is actually pretty easy. It's going to be Bell for me. Bell will move on. See, Busher, Suarez. And again, we got to go through this from race to race as well because you just never really know. And I guess we'll start with A side and work our way over to B side. Let's see. Busher, Suarez. Suarez shown some speed this year. Busher's had mixed bag. Can't remember how well anyone did last year in Dover. I'm going to have to go with Suarez, though, because Dover races a lot like a 1.5 mile track, and they have been a lot better than RFK. Barry Amarola. Oh, this is good because originally this was supposed to be Bowman, but Bowman got hurt in a sprint car race, so now it's Barry versus Amarola. I know that Almirola, likes Dover. He's had some success there. Barry won. Did he win last year in Xfinity? So I know he's raced with Hendrick this year, but this is a new team, new group. Oh, man, this is tough. Oh, man. I'm going to go with Almirola. Pull that over so it makes more sense. Let's see. Blaney and Eric Jones. I like Eric Jones. I'd be interested if this was Darlington, but it's not. So I'm going to go with Blaney, even though Blaney's been wildly inconsistent. Penske in general has. What did I just do? Blaney for that one. Let's work our way down here. Oh, Larson and Dillon. See, here's the problem with Larson. Larson this year continually puts himself in a position to either do really great or wreck. Dylan's wrecked as well. I'm going to have to go with Larson. Uh, they did fantastic a couple of years ago and didn't do shabby last year. I like Larson a lot. Just don't know. His luck has been hit or miss this year. Stenhouse and Gibbs. I'm going to go with Gibbs. He's quietly having a really great year, and Stenhouse has pulled out some really good finishes the past couple of races. But again, I think this is races more like a mile and a half, so it's going to be a little different than, say, a short track or super speedway for Stenhouse. So Gibbs on that one. Keselowski and Wallace. I don't know what they did. Again, I can't remember what RFK did last year, but I do know Toyotas and Wallace. Toyotas in particular have done very well recently. And I do also know that I guess we'll go with Wallace on this. Bubba. Busch and Preece. My heart says Preece. Short track. It's not really a short track. Let's go Busch. Preece is not it for me. So that's A side. Let's go to B side here. Chastain and Elliott. Oh my gosh. Normally Elliott would be higher, but he just got back, so he's so low on the points. He's much to appear against Chastain, who's been consistent, not necessarily the same speed as last year, but still consistent. I don't know what Elliott has. I know his team has been pretty decent. Oh man. Jeez, I'm gonna just go with my heart because I'm a Hendrick guy, definitely an Elliott fan. So I'm gonna go with Elliott, but I wouldn't be surprised. And technically, it's an upset, but it shouldn't really be an upset. Let's go over Briscoe, Cindric. Cindric who? Where's he been? So let's just go Briscoe. That's good. Hamlin and LaJoy. It'd be a great story if there were some upsets here, but let's go with Hamlin. Again, this is one of those tracks where you need some speed, and unfortunately, speed oftentimes really only comes from some of those bigger teams with a bigger budget. Truex and Haley. Let's go with Truex, even though Haley's a fine driver. But again, it comes down to team, and even though Haley's team is getting better and better every year, even every race, don't think they're there yet to compete at this track. Harvick and Burton. Harvick, easy. I like Burton. I think he's a very talented driver. I think he's had some bad luck and some growing pains. Just, again, sort of comes down to the team for me. Oh, Brian McDowell. Brian McDowell. The thing about McDowell and that whole team, front row, is they'll pull out random races where they are way more competitive than they should be. But Byron is man, he's doing really well this year, aside from a few little hiccups. So let's just ride the wave a little bit with him. Logano and Gilliland. Oh, this is another tough one because, Logano's probably going to be up there. That being said, I would not be surprised if Gilliland gets picked up by a bigger team sooner rather than later. But I'm going to go with. I'm picking favorites, right? Have I picked one upset? Technically, with Elliott. Let's see. Technically with Suarez. Technically with Almirola. Technically with Gibbs. Technically with Wallace. So I've picked a few. Logano. And let's see here. I'm in Reddick. Reddick has been... trying to think, Reddick. Reddick burns his stuff up too fast. Allmendinger has been... I don't know. Allmendinger's not been really up to speed. Reddick... very talented driver. I like him. Just burns his stuff up. All right, so that's Dover. And that would bring us to round 2, which is the race at Kansas Speedway. Kansas Speedway is a fast track. Last year, the racing at Kansas was fantastic. I loved watching it. I hope we have more of the same. That intermediate track stuff has been mostly good. The last couple of intermediates last year and the first this year were sort of... but hopefully really good race. So let's go with Kansas. We'll start on the A side. Bell or Suarez. Oh, Bell's so good. Oh, this is Tara, my wife. Hello? So we got with Bell and Suarez, Kansas. Those Chevys have some speed. But Bell has been executing all season long. Suarez. Let's take a chance here. My head says Bell. My heart says no one. So I'm just going to pick Suarez, if that makes sense. Almirola and Blaney. Blaney. I have no hope that Almirola will have any speed at Kansas. He's a 20th place car most of the time. Let's go down here. Larson and Gibbs. I'm going to go with Larson. I wouldn't be surprised if Gibbs ends up having a good run, though. He's just a rookie, though. And again, those Chevys, and Hendrick in particular, have been fantastic all year long. Wallace and Busch. Oh, this is tough because last year, I'm going to have to go with Wallace. They had such fast cars last year, and I don't know if anything, they've gotten better and not worse. Such fast cars. Going to have to go with Wallace. All right. Wow. Already done with A side. Let's go to B side. Elliott and Briscoe. I'm going to go. Man, I just have not seen enough of Elliott at all to really, really get a feel for how his team's going. Let's go with Elliott. Briscoe is just way hot or cold. No in between for him. Let's see, Hamlin and Truex. Oh, this is a tough one. I'm going to go with Hamlin. This is just that's just a toss-up for me. It could go, it's 50-50. Like, it could go any direction with me. I'm just going to pick one because I'm not going to split hairs here. I don't have statistics, so it's all what I remember and my heart. Harvick, Byron, again, Hendrick. Ford's been a little off. Harvick has been a bright spot. I'm going to have to go Byron. I have to go with Byron. Let's see. And then down here we have Logano and Reddick. I'm going to go with Reddick because they're in that 2311 team, has something for this track. Absolutely. And that's it. Then we're at Darlington now. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. It's not wasting time. Suarez and Blaney for Darlington. Can't remember. Suarez is a little reckless, and Darlington is a tough track. Blaney is a little more. Blaney gets wrecked a lot by other people. Suarez sort of puts himself in positions to get wrecked. So I'm going to go Blaney for this based on nothing. I don't know how they did last year. I don't know how Blaney's done ever before at that track. Darlington, Lane, Larson, Wallace. Don't know. I don't know anything about their histories about this track. I'm going to have to go with pure speed this season, and that's Larson. Speed and luck and strategy. And then we're on B side, Elliott and Hamlin at Darlington. I'm going to go with Hamlin. I'm going to go with Hamlin. No reason why. It's a track that fits a veteran driver, even though Elliott at this point has plenty of experience. But I'm just going to go with him. And let's go down here. And immediately, see, this is what I'm curious about. Byron had a decent start last year, and he disappeared in the summer. Is he going to disappear again when it gets hotter? I'm going to go with Reddick because until Byron proves that he can keep it going in the summer, I'm going to go with someone who is a little more consistent through the year. And now we're at Charlotte Motor Speedway, one of my favorite tracks, especially with this package. Seemed to do really good last year. Who knows next time though? But Charlotte. So Charlotte A side is Blaney and Larson. I'm going to go with Larson. Larson last year had a crazy race and ended up almost in a position to win, but still ended up with a great finish despite a million things going wrong. They have speed at this track. It's all about execution and staying out of trouble. So Larson and then Hamlin. Hamlin and Reddick. Oh, boss man versus employee. Charlotte. Oh, this is tough. 2311 has actually showed more speed than Gibbs. Oh, this is so tough. I'm going to go Hamlin. I'm going to regret that. I'm going to go Hamlin. And then, man, we're at the final race, the Worldwide Technology Raceway. That was a very interesting race last year. The only thing I really remember is Chastain and Hamlin. I do recall that I don't remember any Chevys doing well. I don't really remember Hendrick doing well. Don't remember what Hamlin did. Did Bell win that race? Oh, geez. I'm just going to go with my favorite. I'm going to go Larson. And there you go. That's my bracket. I got Larson as the winner. Yeah, we'll see. If you're listening to this, you can find the video of this on YouTube at Let's Go Racing. YouTube, you should be able to find it. And if not, I'll post it on Twitter and you can see it there. So, yeah, well, there you go. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I'm sort of really excited about this over the next couple of weeks. It'll probably get ruined immediately, but that's okay. That's part of the fun. See you next time.